Hey, good afternoon, Augusta Nation. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing well and is getting after it. And we are just into the hot phase. I'd say the three hottest months of the year here in Georgia, in the South in general, probably everywhere. June, July, and August. And I think the Bellingham location, I forget the exact months that they have a differential in their percentage, but they have a different growing season than we do. So I want to say, could be wrong, March, April, and May maybe is what Bellingham, Washington has the differential. Let me know. We follow the same percentage as Bellingham, the 33%, 9 months out of the year, and then for the hottest 3 months out of the year, which heat is a definite element here in Augusta, Georgia, and that coupled with that's when everything is growing really fast here. The weeds, the Bermuda, all the grass, the shrubs, everything's growing at a higher rate, and it would make it more difficult to hit budget hours, which is the reason for the differential. We do 33% and then 40% for this month. So, but it's also, I didn't really think about it until this year, but as far as advertising for jobs, for those of y'all that do have a differential, when you've got your job ads, you can advertise that higher hourly production rate. I think ours, we do $75 for labor, as far as that's what we charge the customer. So our team gets $24.75 for the 33% months, and then they get $30 for the hottest months out of the year. So it kind of helps to be able to advertise that higher amount during the months where, depending on where you are, things are growing the fastest. So speaking of hottest months and being in the South, looking forward to July 16th. Kevin is putting on the Southern Conference. So everyone that comes and join us, looking forward to seeing y'all there. Reach out into the comments if you're coming. I'd like to know who all's coming out there as far as the Augusta franchisees. I know me and Jeremy will be coming, and that will actually be his 5-year anniversary with the company that weekend. So that's pretty cool. This morning, everything's going really well, actually, surprisingly well, for it being, the peak of when things usually go wrong. Remember this time last year, we lost about 3 team members. Me and Jeremy were out in the field for a couple months, and still wasn't a terrible year. Every year, especially since finding Augusta, has gotten better. The growth, the systems, and I wouldn't say easier, but better. And so we needed one thing that I had always done, especially when we were, an hourly company. So there's only, this is the second full year, so really only a year and a half ago. Wait a second, when did we were P4P last year? We were P4P the year before. So this is the 3rd year of P4P. But when we were hourly, and I know that the labor market's changing, but here in the South, we're kind of slower to change, and we're on the better end of that stick right now with labor than a lot of folks, I believe. But especially when we were hourly a couple years ago, you had guys that were, going after that overtime pay, and that's what they wanted. They wanted, as many hours above 40 as they could get to get that time and a half. And not that it was the most efficient labor, after 40 hours. I don't think, many people can give their optimal efficiency after, those hours after 40 anyways, even the really good ones. But it's crazy how things are changing, because what we're doing this year, making a concentrated effort, is to do what Mike said is overhire, and it gives you the ability to, you got it baked into the week of if things go wrong. So what we're buying another truck, so that will be P9, so it'd be be 9 trucks, 8 trucks out in the field all the time, and then Jeremy, as the general manager, he has a truck that he uses for bringing tires or getting equipment or going out in the field and doing some production. But so we will have 8 trucks, and we just hired 2 team members this morning. I was telling Jeremy over the weekend that my 2-week goal was to have those 2 hires and to have a truck. So this morning we had 2 interviews, and 2 people actually showed up early, which is crazy, because usually if you've got 4 people coming for an interview, you're lucky if one of them come these days. But we hired 2 people, so that will be 11 team members, and then Jeremy and myself. And if we take all the budgeted hours that we typically have and divide it by the 11 team members, we're at 32 budgeted hours per team member. And it kind of scared me at first, thinking about it, but like just this morning we had one person test positive for COVID. He's not coming back for a week. And then we had another person sick. So by having overstaffed, it doesn't, it's hard to understand, or at least it was for me, but it's so necessary so that you can make sure to not overburden your staff and account for things that you wouldn't account for. You can't plan for. So super excited about that. I think I saw in the chat somebody had asked about sunscreen. Do we wear it? And I've been in lawn care since I was 12. Never wore sunscreen. Definitely should have. You always kind of hindsight hear about it from older people. But I think I've got right there, it's starting to be a sunspot, and I'm sure it'll turn into some form of melanoma before I'm 60. And so yeah, I definitely would say sunscreen. Sunscreen, it wears off in 2 hours, and when you're sweating, probably more than that. So definitely wear it if you can keep it on. But I think the best thing is like a hat, and if you can cover your skin, that's probably the best way to do it. Hopefully that is not a cop turning around, because I think I'm speeding. But yeah, so we got that going on. Now we've got to find P9. So looking around here in the south, we're pretty fortunate with being able to find used trucks. Under $10,000. We shoot for the $5,000 to $6,000 range, and especially since going to ramp racks, and you can have 150 or 1500 series trucks. So that's what we've got going on. Definitely looking forward to that Southern Conference. I've never been. Are we going to Memphis or Nashville? I forget now. But either way, I've never been there, and looking forward to it. I hope y'all have a great day. Message in the comments as far as if you're going to come to conference, or the Southern Conference, and I look forward to seeing you if you do.